Welcome, Illiana APA pool players. This is Johnny and Gloria, your local league operators, coming to you from their home office / basement. We just wanted to give you an update on kind of where things stand. Not like I said that we have the magic pill, but we know there's a lot of questions that are coming around time and time again, and we're going to try and update you the best that we can with what we know. These are the topics that we are going to cover. Our first one is birthdays. Wanted to give a shout out to our birthday people. We have...
Happy birthday to Jeff Booth, Carl Collette, and Julie Gross.
Happy birthday. Spend it the best way you can. All right, so here's some of our other topics. We're going to talk a little bit about all of these topics. Our scorekeeping apps, Griffith Billiards, and the reconstruction that they're doing on the second floor, extra tournaments, Team Captain and April Madness, and some of those other tournaments. We'll talk about the spring session, summer session, Big Dog, Citywide, makeup matches, the tournament that's in Vegas, the World Pool Qualifiers. We already know the Pool Player Championships, which are the singles, and that would have included the 8-ball and 9-ball doubles as well. That has been postponed. And then a couple other miscellaneous items. So, let's see here. So, you want to talk about the scorekeeping?
Yeah, the scorekeeping app. Some of you know that the APA has already come out with a scorekeeping app, and we were going to roll out the app in the upcoming session, but what's going on, we're not going to do that right now. A lot of questions that you guys have for us, we don't have answers to yet. The APA League operators go to a convention every April, and one of the topics was a scorekeeping app, and so we would have learned more of the updates about it. And even though we know some of the stuff, we do know that we're not going to roll it out for the summer session. Some league operators are using it on a test basis. When we do start using a scorekeeping app, we'll do another video that'll explain what you need to know about it. You can download it on to your phone, and there's a demo out there that you can kind of play around with it. But it's going to give you an option to switch scorekeepers. If Gloria's scoring a match for a while, then I'm going to score the match. So it'll give the opportunity to switch phones. So it's on my phone or on her phone. So just a bunch of cool stuff coming up, but that's the scorekeeping app.
So the other thing we wanted to just chat about is in the captain's meetings, the last 3 sessions, we've been talking about a fee increase in the summer from 40 to 45. We are definitely not doing that in the summer session. We will wait another session or so to put that in place, but definitely not for summer.
Another thing we want to talk about is for the players that play at Griffith Billiards, the Friday division has 20 teams, and we use all the tables upstairs and a lot of tables. Well, we got 22 teams. 22,
and then Sunday as well.
So we use a lot of tables downstairs also. So we're in the process of getting 20 tables upstairs as opposed to 16. So we would have had that done by now, but with everything going on, it's been delayed. So we're hoping for the beginning of the summer session, we'll be able to accommodate 24 teams on any given night upstairs, which would be awesome. So a couple people were asking about that, so that's where we're at with that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before all this, we were taking sign-ups and money for some of the tournaments that we were holding. One of them was the Captain Co-Captain tournament, which the entry fee was $40 for the team. The other one was the Team Captain Vegas qualifier, and that was $200 for the team. We still have all that money set aside, and I'm expecting those tournaments to happen hopefully once we get back. But if anybody would like their money back, please text Johnny at 708-745-8244, and we will send a check out in the mail to you. So otherwise, we're going to hold on to it, and it's all safe and everything. We're not using it for toilet paper money.
We can't find toilet paper. So yeah, we're likely to reschedule those events. But if it turns out that here a lot of questions we don't have an answer to, mostly because if we knew we were going to start back in league play in 2 weeks, we would be able to answer all of your questions. Mm-hmm. So since we have an unknown date of when we're going to be able to start playing pool again. Without knowing that, it drives the answer to a lot of these other questions that we don't have. So will these other extra tournaments be played? They might be canceled, or hopefully they're just going to be postponed to a later date. But right now, it's up in the air, but we have your money.
Right. Okay. So one of the big questions we've been getting is Citywide still going to happen? And if so, are we going to continue the spring session, or is that going to be cut short and we go right into summer? Will there still...
Well, this is makeup matches. They're talking about makeup matches.
Yeah. So one of the questions we got is, are we going to do makeup matches and finish the spring session out? And we don't have an answer to that. A lot of this is being driven on what the decisions APA comes along with about the Whirlpool qualifiers, which we call our citywide, and timing of everything. You know, because they have a lot of things. They're trying to organize all these league operators across the country and in Canada, Japan, for all these tournaments, and then work with the hotels. So,
if it was going to be a week or two that we were off, yeah, making up those few matches would have made sense. But obviously, we're way past that point. So the options are, if we say we start at the beginning of May, well, then we can adjust the schedule at that point. We can adjust when the season ends. So the session was supposed to end mid-May. It may end past that. So another option is to just extend it into a few more weeks further to cover for these other matches and shorten the summer session. And if it ends up where we're well into May and into June before we get back, obviously that's going to affect citywide also. So that return date is going to determine makeup matches we're not going to do. But it's going to determine how we adjust the spring session to session 3, how we're going to flow into session 1 of the next league year, the summer session, and if we're going to change the date of citywide from when it is now to a later date.
So a lot of things up in the air, and you know, as we know stuff from APA, we obviously will go ahead and let you know stuff as well.
And so someone asked me if we were going to pick up where we left off with the spring session. So yeah,
we don't know yet. Believe me, APA is looking at. When I say APA, the national office is looking at a lot of different scenarios. You know, a lot of what ifs. So, you know, once they have their information, we'll pass it along to you. So,
someone's asking, is it it might be, it may end up being that the spring session might be over. You know, if we don't start up again in May or June, we may end the spring session where it is, and then just go right into the summer session. Obviously, it affects standings, all that stuff. So, again, just kind of hang on there, because the time when we go back will drive what we do.
Right.
Yeah, these are all questions that people have been asking us over the last few weeks. We got them all written down over here. Will there be a citywide? And if not, what happens to the teams that are already qualified?
Right.
We don't know.
Just know, as passionate as we are about this stuff, the national office is like 500 times passionate. They understand players want to have the levels of competition culminating to Vegas and culminating to winners. So they know that's on the forefront of every player in our league. So they're still hoping to do all that. Maybe the time frames may shift, but they will have answers, and if not answers like, yes, we are going to have this tournament and that tournament, they will offer, I'm sure, alternatives to that. One of the questions we had is, if spring is canceled, will players get their money back? And I don't think spring will be canceled, because
we're halfway into it already.
Yeah, our league is halfway into it. We stopped playing week 9 of Sunday, so that means the Monday through Friday teams didn't even play week 9. APA has been in contact with all of us league operators through video calls, and they've asked for information from each league just about what we're talking about. You know, where are you at in your league? You know, what have you given trophies out yet for this, and this? So they're trying to get a handle on where everybody's at.
So, but the session, we're halfway through it. So everything that you've played thus far didn't go to waste. It's just a matter of how we're going to continue forward with it.
Yeah.
So
and
if the team championship in August, if that gets canceled, what's happening to the teams that are already qualified, where something else be offered. So it may likely be postponed. That's all in August, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that we're back by then. But if we're not, and then the August tournament gets postponed, hopefully it'll get postponed later in the year, whether it be September, October, November, and kind of pick up from there. If it ends up being completely canceled where we can't have it, then the APA will direct us as far as what we'll do with the teams that are already qualified. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, Ryo, and it's going to happen in August or at a later date.
Right. We might have talked about this already. What about players who don't have their 10 matches in, and they're meaning the brand new players that just joined this spring? And we know that those players between the spring session playoffs and Tri-Cups have to have 10 matches by the start of citywide.
Or even the 6 matches for Tri-Cup or playoffs.
APA is aware of that, and they're looking at that. And APA, I mean, they are a great franchise, really care about all the owners and individually, and they're not going to make a decision that's going to be, a bad decision. So I've got full faith that they're going to do what they can to make everything happen.
Yeah, they recognize that you guys are kind of in a spot with the matches played. So don't freak out about it. Let's find out when we come back and what's the best way for us to adjust those numbers to accommodate everybody.
Right. You can flip up there.
So big dog, who's going to be the big dog this session? If the session ends short, what about the big dog? You're typically waiting 16 whole weeks to get it over. So I would like to think that we're going to still give a big dog award out. It may, how we finish the spring session will dictate.
Yes.
So citywide, okay, so dates on citywide, again, we would like to keep it where it's at now, but it's likely to change. Right.
So one of the other questions that I see on this is what is happening with the membership money, the annual membership fee that players all paid at the start of the year, which was $25. And I know we're not playing now, but it's really only been, 6 weeks, 7 weeks now, but we will be back playing. So, to me, you still get a lot of bang for your buck for the $25 on that. And then we had a question come up as, let's say we do get back playing, and whenever that is, what if there's a player on their team that is still uncomfortable being in smaller, large groups because maybe they do have underlying health issues? I don't know the answer to that question. I know as we were going into the start of this COVID stuff, before they shut everything down, we were giving those teams, those Friday, Sunday, Monday teams, the option if someone didn't want to play, we would work a different date for maybe a makeup where it's less crowded in the bar that they're at, and they can play makeup. So, I mean, that might be an option that we can utilize. We'll just have to wait and see.
Sorry that we didn't have as many questions as you would have liked to have answered. And again, it's mostly driven because we don't quite know when we're getting back yet. But the purpose of this live stream is we wanted to at least let you know that we're looking into everything. And we've been definitely in contact with the national office. They do, like every other day, they do a video chat with all the league operators. And it's kind of what we're doing with you, keeping us up to date of what they're planning on doing. So we just wanted to set your mind at ease that we have everything on our end where it needs to be at this point, and we're looking forward to the time and day when we get back into it, and we'll likely do another video once we know we're going to start up again, and we'll be able to answer all these questions and more fully.
Right.
If that's a word.
I know, we've been making up a lot of words. There was a word, Johnny used the word excellent. And I'm like, I think you're supposed to say excellently because it's an adverb. So that's what it's come down to. We're using Google to find out if we're using the proper English here. What else do we know, Johnny? So, we would have been at the APA convention at the end of April, and we would have had a whole host of information to come back at you with the scorekeeping app and the rule book and, anything else related to what we do. So without that convention, we're trying to keep you updated the best that we can.
If you come up with any other questions, just text us.
And then, we can put together a Q&A out there too, Johnny, on our website and on the APA app. And we can just constantly kind of update it as questions come up to us. So Stephanie Bender, I think I answered your question about, you have a couple people on your team that are in a delicate state right now with their health, and we'll figure it out. I mean, we obviously don't want any team to be harmed if they don't have a player that can play right when we come back. So we'll figure that out. What else, Johnny? So I think that's it. It was nice chatting with you, even though it seemed like it was a one-way chat. We definitely will be doing more Facebook Lives. Give me ideas if you have other suggestions of some puzzles and fun things we can do. And we look forward, even if you drop us a text to say hi, we'll say hi right back.
Yep. Be safe, stay healthy, and do what you can to keep your distance during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.